Okay.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the behind the scenes recording of our 50, Jesus, where the hell am I? 45th live show. This is courtesy of the East Meadow Public Library. This is Mark Torres. This came from the radio. I'm here with our show co-host, Dominic Sperano.
I haven't answered your question. You're 5 months into the future.
And Jenna Lee Seldy.
Hello.
And we have our guest, which is from the Tropic Con, Patrick Madden.
Going, guys.
And from Fat Guy Inc., we have Pete Vasquez.
Yo.
This is going to be uploaded to our YouTube page, and we're going to be recording our regular show in just a few minutes. So here we go.
The following is brought to you in part by MFC Studios. The views of the show's host and guests do not necessarily reflect those of the management, owners, or staff of this radio station. And now, it came from the radio.
And welcome once again to It Came From the Radio, the official show of the Big Apple Con. This is your host, Mark Torres, speaking. With me for our 45th live show, courtesy of the East Meadow Public Library, I have none other than the Life of Jenna G, Jenna Lee Seldy.
Hello, hello.
We have none other than Pronto Comic, Dominic Definition Man Serrano.
I don't think I can match that level of Genergy that she just gave us.
She is full of Genergy. Yes, she is. And we have none other than our special guest this week, who we're going to be talking to, with, and about, which is awesome because they're here. We have none other than Tropic Con event organizer and creator, Patrick Madden.
Bet you I can top that energy right there. Aloha, ladies and gentlemen.
And
Hey, Mark, do you remember that time we tried to talk to, with, and about someone who wasn't here? It went terribly wrong. Just saying.
And from an osmosis type of meta show we have, Patrick Madden's guest and friend of our show, we have none other than from Fat Guy Inc., Pete Vasquez.
Hello, kids. How are you?
All right, so this
I'm not
week,
matching anybody's energy.
So this week's show, as I mentioned, we're going to be talking to, with, and about these guys in just a few minutes, which is awesome because they're here. But first, we have to take it away with the news. The news is brought to you in part by the fine folks of the Cradle Con, which is having their first annual in-person pop shop on July 17th and the 18th at the Cradle of Aviation in Long Island. It's a one-stop shop for all things comics, toys, collectibles, and pop culture. Tickets are on sale now at www.cradleofaviation.org. Also, the show is brought to you in part by the fine folks at sci-fi.radio, which is sci-fi for your Wi-Fi. And finally, the show is brought to you in part by the fine folks at the Big Apple Con, of which we are the official radio show of, celebrating with 25 years of comic bookness and pop culture stuff. For more information, go to www.bigapplecc.com. Their next convention will be on July 17th, which is the Big Apple Silver Anniversary Prequel Expo, which is a new date. They moved it, and they have headliner none other than Rob Liefeld. And I want to give a shout out to our Patreons, of which there are Danny Grillo, award-winning director Jared Burrell, Kyle Horn, Millie Portes, Newsday famous Dresden Media, Unjikun, Shadow Rabbit Art, The Hurricane, and Yasmin and Ray. If you want to have your own little shout-out, go to www.patreon.com. Look up It Came From the Radio in the search bar, and just for $8, you can get your own little shout-out. All right, so let's start off with the news. Sad news, as we usually start off with. Let's see. Actor Clarence Williams III died recently from colon cancer.
Ooh.
Clarence appeared in such films as Purple Rain, 52 Pickup, I'm Gonna Get You Sucker, Deep Cover, Sugar Hill, Tales from the Hood, Hoodlum, Life, The General's Daughter, Reindeer Games, American Gangster, A Day in Life, and The Butler, just to name a few. On the small screen, Clarence appeared in probably his best-known role of Lincoln Link Hayes in 123 episodes of the series The Mod Squad, which ran from 1968 to 1973. Clarence also played Philby in 10 of the Hallmark TV film series Mystery Woman. Of course, I, being Mark, remember him from the main bad guy, Samson, in the Dave Chappelle film Half Baked. You guys are familiar with his work?
Samson?
Samson.
I want to talk to. Wait, no, that's Steve Chappelle, right?
What was that?
In the part when Half Baked where they go, I want to talk to Samson. That's
Yes.
Steve Chappelle, but
Yes.
right?
Yes, that.
But wait a second, wasn't Samson played by Steve Chappelle? I thought that was Chappelle.
No. Dave, what the hell is his name? Any of you other guys seen Half Baked? Pete? Patrick?
I have, but I wasn't in the proper conditions to remember anything.
I actually analyzed that scene multiple times. I'm like, wait, this doesn't look like a Chappelle. Is it Chappelle? I couldn't tell. So
What?
it's not. And he died. Is that just what happened?
That's a different movie, but the guy who played that character did die, who was the big main bad guy. Why can't I remember the guy's name? Patrick, do you remember? Did you ever see Half Baked?
Not off the top of my head, I can't remember. It's been so
Dominic?
long.
Half Baked?
I have not seen Half Baked. However, I remember this particular actor from being in several things, including Hoodlum and The General's Daughter.
Ah,
Like I remember him from those movies, definitely.
but not Half Baked. One of my
Not
top
Half
movies.
Baked. Yes. Once
Yeah,
again,
he was Samson Simpson, the drug lord.
Samson
Yeah.
Simpson. Yeah, that was the character. But what was Dave Chappelle's name in the movie? That's the question.
Oh.
well, here I'm going to do
Yes.
something that's called Googling that.
Use the internet. Yes, there you go.
I'm going to use the internet because apparently I'm the one who remembers that.
Well,
I'm
I have
sitting in
like
front of a
multiple
computer.
windows open, so I'm like doing stuff, so I can't use a computer for any other things.
Oh,
Excuse-
Thurgood
Says-
Jenkins. Thurgood Jenkins sure smokes a lot.
Thank you very
Yes.
much. All right, there you go.
Thank
yeah,
you.
like,
I was just afraid to open another tab and have my computer crash.
Crash.
am I the only
Wow.
one sitting at a functioning computer?
No, I
I
am.
am. I'm at a functioning computer, but I just had my Mac die 2 weeks ago. I have the
hear
hard
ya.
drive and the memory in my hands, so I'm just
Ugh.
fearful.
Okay.
And my computer's functioning, but I'm not.
So he was a spry 81 years old.
That's not bad of a run. I mean, look, you make it
Not
into
bad.
the 80s.
Nope, I say 100, 110, just keep on going.
You just
You
really
want more
that.
of this?
Yes, I want more of this.
I got to agree with her. You're like, how much of like life is existential pain? How much do you want?
As much as I can get.
Yeah, I'm gonna. Sorry, that just made me a little uncomfortable. I'm sorry.
All right. Well, let's move on to
Sorry.
the last bit of sad
I,
news.
I know Dominic just looked. My dad just passed away 2 months ago, so that's really makes me uncomfortable. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm
It's okay,
sorry.
You didn't know. You didn't know.
We-
It's just.
Yeah.
We already got into cancel culture.
No, I'm not canceling anybody. I'm just
I
saying.
know. I'm just kidding.
My dad.
Yes,
Yeah, I'm
I
sorry.
I
understand.
hear you,
So
man.
let's do a last bit of sad news, and then we can move
Yeah.
on to the happier news. All right. Final bit of sad news. This one's a little different, as I actually met this guy at the Big Apple Christmas Con in 2019. He was scheduled to be a guest on this show, but scheduling and then the pandemic happened. Indian-born comic artist D. Raj Verma died recently of the coronavirus after being diagnosed with pulmonary fibrosis. As mentioned, I met Deidre at the Big Apple Christmas Con promoting his work on the upcoming series Spellcasters. What I didn't know at the time was that he is a huge comic artist in India for over 25 years. And he transitioned to work on some of American comics such as Transformers, Robots in Disguise, Escape of the Living Dead, Nightmare on Elm Street, The Plague of the Living Dead, even getting tapped by Marvel to do a variant cover for for the Iron Man 2.0, issue number 1, in 2011. Based on our correspondence and the conversations we've had, he was just as amazing as his artwork. I am privileged to say that I have met him. He was a young 54. So that was rough. It's weird, like when you know somebody, you meet professionally. It was an odd one.
Mhm.
Yeah, like I remember when Bourdain died because I got to meet him, and that I normally celebrity deaths don't, I feel bad, but they don't like.
Right.
I don't feel bad but that one because I met him.
Right.
It adds.
Yeah.
It's sad. Yeah, that's sad. Especially
So,
at such a young age. That's really sad.
Yeah, so there's actually pictures of him on our Facebook page. So you guys want to see who he is. And like I said, 25 years of comic book art, and his stuff was amazing based on the book I saw. Amazing. And yeah, so let's move on to happier news. Let's move on to happy news.
All right.
Whoa! You're actually going to call it happy news?
Well, yeah, I think this one is a happy news depending on your point of view. All right, here we go.
That's
From
fair.
the
I think we should mark this down on the show calendar, the day that Mark called it Happy News. Like, and Charlie wasn't here too.
From the I played the game and I won department. Shortly after his exhibition match with some guy who had his own YouTube channel, boxer Floyd Mayweather Jr. had this to say to all the disappointed and angry people who paid to see $50 to see the quote-unquote underwhelming performance by Mayweather, which lasted 8 rounds with no clear winner, despite some people saying that Mayweather had physically held up his opponent at times to keep the fight going. Floyd says, "They say it's not all about the money. Well, your kids can't eat legacy. The patches on my trunks, that's $30 million alone. So who's really the smartest one in boxing? If you guys want to see me do no exhibitions, don't come, don't watch. When it comes to legalized bank robbery, I'm the best. I don't care if you write good stories, I don't care if you write bad stories, I'll always have the last laugh. Of all the guys that you said were extraordinary, the Canelos, the Pacquiaos, I made them look ordinary. And then when I see a chance for me to do a quick heist, I'm the smart one. They say old Floyd don't look good as he used to look. Well, my bank account is better and better each and every day." That's wild.
Talk about honor.
I'm gonna be completely honest with you. First off, it's boxing. There's no honor in boxing anymore. It's not the 1970s or 80s. There's no honor in boxing anymore. Number two, he's absolutely right. I'm sorry, if you're stupid enough to pay for it, not get an illegal stream like I did. If you're dumb
Paying
enough,
for radio is not condoned using illegal things.
okay. If you're dumb enough to pay to see those two idiots, first off, okay, Floyd, who's a great boxer, and a YouTube guy whose claim to fame was he was making fun of the dead bodies in the Japanese suicide forest on YouTube and then tried to pretend that he was too stupid to know that. Guess what? You deserve to have your money stolen. Too bad they didn't get more of your money. You don't deserve to have money. You're an idiot.
Well said. Well said.
You're an idiot. Okay, perfect example. I'm just going to use this as an example, and then, I'm going to shut up. Vince McMahon, P.T. Barnum, Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk. We use all their products, right? We're making these guys billionaires, right? If we stopped, they wouldn't have money. But you guys are still paying to see Floyd, so why shouldn't Floyd cash in? Sorry, he's cashing in because people are willing to pay for it. If there's a demand for it, why not supply it?
Jen, you're a Tyson fan. Are you a boxing fan also?
I'm a fan of Tyson's persona and his one-man show. I did get his last fight on the TV, and I have to say, it seems like similar reviews of this fight. They were just hugging each other the whole time. I mean, it was really disappointing. So, I mean, based on the last fight, I don't know. I don't know if I'm a fan of his fight, but I do like his antics.
Fair enough. Patrick, did you see the fight? Heard about the fight? Thoughts on the fight?
I think the biggest story from that entire night was the fact that the YouTuber guy, whose name I can't remember, and quite frankly shouldn't even be mentioned because he's kind of a scumbag, wore a $600,000 Charizard card as a necklace. That was the more thing I was impressed by. There's only 3 perfect 10 grade 1 Charizards in the world, all right? That was a big deal for me.
Wow.
Dominic, you're a physical violence type of guy. You love the UFC. Are you a boxing fan?
Not as much as I'm a Rocky fan. That's the last good boxing match I saw. Anything in a Rocky movie. I remember watching the first time I saw like a real boxing match on TV, and I was a kid. I was like in my teens, and like, wow, this looks nothing like Rocky. This is terrible.
Mm-hmm.
I did because like there's more action in a Rocky movie. But like I watched the Mayweather McGregor fight, and the fact, like, I remember watching that. And I can't say that like I was wholeheartedly disappointed in it because, like, look, there was a knockout. There's a definitive winner of Mayweather. Personally, I was hoping for McGregor to somehow pull it out. I remember reading after the fact, someone accurately predicted that an MMA fighter just doesn't have the capabilities to go toe to toe with a boxer in a boxing ring like Mayweather. It's like, and I remember Joe Rogan saying, like, look, they arranged this for no way that McGregor could use anything that he had in terms of tools. It's like if they gave him just shin kicks, he could have killed Mayweather. Anything. Right. One other thing than strict boxing rules.
And he would have.
He would have. And that all being said, like, the fact that Mayweather put on a more disappointing fight than the McGregor fight is both an achievement and a horrible thing. Like Mayweather should have, like, he can,
Amen.
like, he has all. I get what he's saying. Like, I cashed in, I had patches all over my trunks, I made tons of money. That's great. You are considered one of the greatest boxers, because I'm sure this counts as his record. So now he has
no exhibition. Don't count.
Oh, exhibition doesn't count.
Yeah, exhibition doesn't count.
Well,
so
he still has.
He still has not an official fight.
Yeah, he doesn't have to put on any type of show at all. He already got his money.
That being said, with McGregor, it counted as an official fight. He now has a perfect record beyond Rocky Marciano, right? So considering all that, the greatest boxer, technical boxer ever, like the fact that he didn't knock this guy out, that's just pathetic. It's like
I'm gonna.
Go ahead, Pete.
I'm gonna give you a piece. I'm gonna give you a piece of history. Not many years ago, and you could look it up. I'm the pro wrestling guy.
Okay.
Conor McGregor, Floyd Mayweather wrestled the Big Show. The Big Show being 7 foot change, 500 something pounds. Part of the buildup for it was they had a fight at a Monday Night Raw between a bunch of wrestlers and Floyd's guys, his crew, where the WWE said, "How do you want to do this?" Floyd said, "Well, we'll make it as real as possible." So guys were actually hitting each other as part of the story to progress the story. Okay. But after it all came out, and then people can joke about Bad Bunny this past WrestleMania, the singer doing really well at WrestleMania. Here's the thing: both of these guys, and Floyd himself has said this, even during, and this is where I respect Floyd, even during interviews, he stayed in character. Big Show's big, so I'm going to have to use my speed. I'm going to have to use this. He was pretending like it was real. He was working the show. And then later in interviews afterwards, Big Show, Paul White, had said, I got a lot of respect for Floyd. He came in as a professional. He did the training. We worked together. So he knew how to fall. He knew how to take a punch from me. He knew what to do. There were parts where Floyd, because Big Show is much bigger than Floyd.
Of course.
Big Show had told him, okay, you're going to have to, the camera's going to be right there. So you're going to actually have to hit me in the face. You're going to have to break my nose. Okay. You're going to have to hit me in the chest. You're going to have to do that's pro wrestlers. And they're insane like that.
Wow.
And I got a lot of respect for that. But long story short, Big Show said that Floyd owned it, was like, okay, so this is the world I'm in. I'm going to dive into it. I'm going to put on the show for the fans. I'm going to collect my check. And then I'm going to go away, and then they're all buddy about it. And I really think the same exact thing here. What am I doing? What do I got to do? Does it count against my record? How much am I getting paid? I'll see you there.
Yeah, you ain't wrong.
Fair. But I'm not saying like he needed to go in like, super serious, like you had to kill this guy. But like he's considered the greatest technical boxer of all time.
I think half the people that watched it wanted to see him walk in Floyd and murder him. And
before we move on, I just want to throw this out there because you mentioned Rocky before, Dominic. It's like Rocky 3 exhibition match between Hulk Hogan and Rocky. After they had the match, they're like, "Hey, I want to shake your hands and take a picture." That's how it was. It was just a character in the moment.
Now look, I just know
we gotta move on. We gotta move on.
Dude, you can't.
One of only 3 perfect Charizards. I think we're missing the point.
I don't even think it was a real card. I think it was a fake.
This next one is gonna take.
I think it's like Hillary and Trump. That's it.
Look, the next Pete, Pat, we got to move on.
Yes,
when it's your time to talk,
the next one is going to take up the rest of the time for the news. That's why I want to move on to this. Is a meaty, juicy one.
Okay.
So for the last bit of news,
I don't know. This is pretty juicy already, buddy.
From the I understand but I don't agree department, Reed Pop, the guys behind New York Comic Con, has found a way to, in theory, recoup some of the money lost from its cancellation of last year's convention, as well as streamline the ticket buying process while incorporating what is learned from virtual cons during the pandemic. In late June, they will start selling Metaverse memberships with two levels, which would be Superfan and I guess regular fan memberships at $99 and $65 for the year, respectively. And what do you get for this hard-earned cash, you may ask? Well, depending on what kind of fan you are, you get the first access to New York Comic Con badges, photo ops, and autographed tickets, and page digital experience, exclusive access to video content and celebrity panels, and an exclusive enamel membership pin to an exclusive New York Comic Con merchandise site online. Executives say Over the past year, we asked you what you wanted to see, and more importantly, how you wanted to see it. Your feedback is incredibly valuable because you are the embodiment of New York Comic Con. This is your home, and we can't wait to welcome you back in person or online. However you feel comfortable attending this year, you can enjoy the show, whatever the show has to offer. Whether that's at the Jevish Center or at home, join us as a Metaverse member and enhance your con experience in a brand new way. We'll be hosting separately ticketed digital panels, meet and greets, and workshops all year long, and fans will receive first access to purchase tickets. Patrick, as an event organizer yourself, what are your thoughts on a convention selling memberships to buy tickets?
As an event planner myself, I'm not going to judge another event. But as a fan who's been going to New York Comic Con since the beginning, I am not going to be paying a yearly subscription service just for the chance to maybe go to New York Comic Con. San Diego Comic Con's better anyway, and like it's dropped.
I understand what they're trying to do. I understand
they're trying to make money, Mark. That's what they're
right
doing.
from the business end. I understand it. But as from a fan point, and I mean, we've had Lance on the show. You know, we get press passes to New York Comic Con. We have a good relationship with them. But I gotta call it. I gotta call it as I see it. Having a membership, as Patrick just said, having a membership to buy something doesn't make any kind of sense to me. None at all.
No. Just for
Pete.
Then tell every fan that has paid for a personal seat license for season tickets for the NFL.
Valid point.
Okay. Also, now I'm not defending. I'm just right now putting.
You want to hear? Put it out there. Yes.
I'm putting. Also, New York Comic Con ReedPop has been aggressive in their anti-scalping. Things, and this, I think, their marketing has failed them because this could have been played or spun as another anti-scalping technique.
Right.
Because now the scalpers can't just go online and get it. Now they'd have to be members, so they'd have to spend money and stuff like that. So there will be even less scalping in theory because of this. In theory, because scalpers are pretty interesting. Yeah,
they're pretty resourceful.
If that money you're putting towards this membership then gets discounted from your tickets if you actually get to purchase them, that's one thing.
Oh, there you go.
Pay $100 and then maybe you can get the tickets before everybody else. If everyone gets that membership, they're just going to sell out again like that anyway.
Right.
It's ridiculous. Like, no.
Dominic?
Now remember, after we talked about that, remember supply and demand.
Oh yeah.
People will still do it.
Yeah, I have such a love-hate feeling about New York Comic Con, and when Pronto was really going, people were like, "You can't say anything bad about New York Comic Con." They could like blackball us, and it's like at this point, is it important? Was it important for Pronto to do it? It always kind of was because it was the biggest show, but there's just this feeling of it's not a Comic Con, as we all discussed. It's a pop culture con, number one.
Yeah, agreed.
And there's just this thing. It's like the thing I loved about Comic Con almost had nothing to do with the show itself. It's just that I got to see these friends of mine that I'd see once a year at it. It's like it was a way that we all got to touch base once a year. That's if I missed anything from 2020, it's that I didn't get to see these people in the independent comics community that I got to like go to the after party and chat and see and check in with them, as I always do. The rest of the con, I honestly didn't miss anymore because it's so much stress, so much work to try and get there, so much money that has to be spent. I don't know what it is about Comic-Con that's, in my sense, I don't want to say it's broken because obviously it's like a juggernaut that cannot be stopped. But there's something about it that's like off now. I don't know what it could be. I don't know exactly what to put my finger on to say that it's off.
Need more
I know exactly what you're talking about. But look, first off, having had a table there since 2014, since the inception of Fat Guy Inc., I love it. And I've always gone to it. Now, I think it's the thing that you can't put your finger on, I think, is evolution. It's evolved into what it is. It's not long boxes and dollar comics anymore. Now it's a lot of other things because it does have to keep up with other shows. Because remember, it's not Bob that runs the show. It's ReedPop. So they got to keep up C2E2, Emerald City. And that's why. But the good news for us is there are also, and it leads in, Tropic Con, MCon, even in the Archer, there are plenty of other smaller Comic Cons that you can use to fill in that void. At least that's what I've done. But I would like to read something very quickly from New York Comic Con and their badges, because they are offering the memberships. However, they're also making available the New York Comic Con 2019 only fan verification. So if you're verified from 2019, you'll get an email from ShowClicks on June 11th, this Friday, to confirm their fan verified account for 2021. And if they're eligible for the on sale, which means that they don't have to be members, they can buy badges for themselves or for friends or family that want to attend for the first time who haven't. And then they can get their tags, the tickets assigned to them, and will create a new fan verified account moving forward. So the membership looks like it's not going to be just like you only have to be a member to get New York Comic Con tickets. It looks like it's something that might help you get them, but the fan verified stuff is still going to be there.
All right. Jen, do you have thoughts on that?
Yeah.
Well, I feel like going to Comic-Con is like being in traffic on the Long Island Expressway. So I feel like that's really the problem that many
definitely
people
feels that way when you're
need
walking
to put their
around.
finger on. And who likes sitting in traffic? So that's my thoughts on it. If we have maybe 100, 300 less people, then fantastic. You can come to my film festival. It's not like that. It doesn't feel like that. It's more
The negative. As a vendor at New York Comic Con, I just want anybody from Reed Pop who's listening to know that I don't. You guys do whatever you want to do. We're paid for. We're in Fat Guy and Catching Corner booth. Let's rock and roll.
Similarly, I'm gonna keep coming and give you my money anyway. So
you're gonna keep getting money.
It's gonna happen.
You got my money.
Said,
you got my,
no hard feelings.
I understand. I understand what they're trying to do.
It's
Guys,
an
I'm a
ongoing
comedian.
conversation.
I have nothing. I do not represent Pete or anyone on this
I am
thread.
excited
So
to
let's
see the
just get that out of the way.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm
Mark
excited
and
to see the new expansion to the Javits Center. That'll be neat.
That is true.
Yeah.
But I was just thinking, as I was saying, like I don't know there's a thing that's missing from Comic-Con. The expansion of the Javits Center and the expansion of the Artist Alley might be that thing that I'm saying could be missing. That feeling that about comics, I always felt like Artist Alley was a con inside of the con.
Oh my God, yes.
Right?
Yes.
Everyone agrees with
that.
Yeah,
100%.
And that's maybe what I'm missing. Maybe I'm missing it just on a personal level, being a vendor for like the past several years, that I don't get to go down and enjoy that. I don't know. There's just something like it's like a bank that became too big to fail in a certain way to me.
That's fair.
And I'm not knocking. And in case if Lance or anyone from Reed Pop, Toronto's not going to do it in 2021. I'm still just wary about COVID. Lord knows I've gotten sick. I don't know how many times at Comic-Con. And I'm not saying I'm going to catch COVID. I just don't need to catch anything.
I've had nothing worse than the post-con flu. And
the post-con flu.
Shoulder to shoulder, like sardines in the Javits Center.
Exactly. So
guys during a pandemic.
I'm Pronto good. And myself are going to wait for it to really calm down.
Same's easy.
And I want to come back. And I don't think I'm alone in thinking that.
No.
But it's been an ongoing conversation between you and I, Mark, about like to do it, to not do it. Should you go? Should you not go? And I don't know. I didn't miss doing it last year on an emotional.
Right. Yes, I remember.
I don't think I'm going to miss doing it this year on an emotional level. I was talking with my wife, like thinking hard about come the fall, maybe doing Tropic Con and one of Greg's shows or Phil's shows on the weekends as well, because I feel by the fall, there seems to be a message that by the fall, the pandemic's over. It's definitely over by the fall. We're just being told by the fall it's over. That's it. Pandemic over. So I feel like.
Well, speaking of time and other conventions, we want to talk about Patrick and the convention, so we have to take our break. So
how'd you like that segue?
Nicely done. So with that, we're going to take our break, and we'll be right back with the Game Fin Radio.
Hey everybody, this is Todd McFarlane of the record-setting Spawn comic series. And if you're looking for any kind of cool conversation about creators, about entertainment, about all that good stuff, you go to It Came From The Radio. You're listening to the right spot.
Hi, you've heard my voice open and close the show. Now we want to hear your voice. If you have a business or product, you can record a commercial here. We offer 30 and 60-second spots. For more information, contact Mark at mfc_studios@hotmail.com.
During the month of June, get ready for Sinister War, Infinite Frontier, and Extreme Carnage at Cosmic Comics and Games of Baldwin. And join our membership program where you can save 10% on every purchase. The Long Island Tropic Con is coming this July through August. Come to the store for more details. Cosmic Comics and Games is open Wednesday from noon to 8, Thursday from 2 to 7, Saturday and Sunday from noon to 5. That's Cosmic Comics and Games of Baldwin, located at 846 Merrick Road in beautiful Baldwin, New York. Call us at 516-763-1133. Thank you and stay safe.
This is Quentin Flynn, a popular voice actor known for Axel, Timon, and Raiden from the Metal Gear series. And you're listening to It Came From the Radio. Stick around.
Hey guys, this is Christy from Custom Cakes by Christy. I want you to know that I'm here for you. I'm keeping my private kitchen open for any needs your family may have. I've been focusing on breads, soups, muffins, quiches, and other basics, but I'm still accepting dessert orders as well. Please follow my Facebook for immediate pickup items, private message me for custom orders. Custom Cakes by Christy, INC, KRISTY. Text me at 631-606-8166.
Hey, I'm Mike Kingston, the writer and creator of Headlocked. And I am WWE Hall of Famer Jerry the King Lawler. And guess what you're listening to? You're listening to It Came From the Radio.
The Comic Book Depot has been in business since 1993. Go one-stop comic book shop for comics, gaming, and collectibles. The Comic Book Depot club membership is $15 and gets you 15% off new comics, back issues, graphic novels, and 10% off comic book supply. Located at 2847 Jerusalem Avenue in Wantagh, New York. Contact us on Facebook for curbside pickup because new comics are back. For more information, get out on the call at 516-221-9337. The Comic Book Depot.
Hi, this is Amy Jo Johnson, writer-director from the film The Space Between, and you're listening to It Came From the Radio.
You had any honor, you would listen to sci-fi.radio, the sci-fi for your Wi-Fi. Kapla! Meet Grimlock having fun on It Came From the Radio. Meet Greg Berger also.
Hello, friends. This is Ranger Rob, and I'd like to talk to you about dog poop. That's right, dog poop. I invented Ranger Rob Pet Poopy Bags, a very large bag with handles. My bags support large and small dogs and smell like lemon. They are strong and affordable. You can find Ranger Rob Pet Poopy Bags at Amazon. They come in sheets or in rolls and come with a dispenser. Once you try Ranger Rob Pet Poopy Bags, you'll never want to go back. So come join us. Go to Amazon and try Ranger Rob Pet Poopy Bags today.
Now, back to our show.
And welcome back to the King of the Radio, the official of Tropic Con. This is your host, Mark Torres, speaking for our 45th live show, courtesy of the East Middle Public Library, where they have tons of programming for free each and every single day. Make sure you guys go check it out at www.eastmiddle.info. And I'm here with none other than our very own Pronto Comics Dominic Definition Mascherano.
Mark, I just want to say, I know the show is coming up in the world now that we have dog poop bags. I'm proud to be a part of this organization.
I'm proud too, but can I ask what was the alternative?
People have dogs.
Before?
People have dogs. Comic people have dogs. It's comic dogs.
The alternative was, I guess, cat litter. I don't know.
And that would be.
I would have loved to have gotten that coconut cat litter guy. Those commercials are way better produced. Just saying.
And we also have T-Life with Jenna G. Jenna-Lee Feldy.
Hello, everyone. Remember, this is a character piece. I'm a comedian. Don't take me seriously. Thank you.
She's double warning herself. And of course, our special guest who we're talking to and about, in addition with Fat Guy Inc., Pete Vasquez, we have none other than Tropic Con's Patrick Madden.
Aloha, guys.
So it's been a while since you came to our live show in person, and you had the Tropic Con, and I was ranking on you for all the different Tropic Con stuff. I'll never forget that interview. It was one of my favorite ones we did. It was a good one.
It was fun.
So I guess the main
years now, I think, right? Yeah, 2019. It's been a while.
Yeah, it feels like it was yesterday, but it wasn't yesterday.
Yeah, it was either 2019. Yeah, I think it was 2019 because I remember I went to Tropic Con. I went to the wrong hotel.
Oh, fun.
At first, I went to the Hilton, and it was like at the Marriott. and I didn't feel so bad because even my wife thought it was at the Hilton, and I remember thinking like, this really, if it's Tropic Con, it should be outside. I remember asking him in the interview, why isn't there a pool? So now I know it's supposed to be outside, right?
Now we're back outside, yeah.
Okay, there we go.
We wanted to have a nice, safe event, and I personally didn't feel comfortable going to an indoor crowded event just yet. My partner Alyssa is high risk, so we wanted to do everything we can to give the community something safe and fun to do while still giving them that convention feel, to bring back that pop culture feeling, you know, from 2020 that we missed. Give that con season a comeback.
So how do you manage to have that balance between fun and bringing it back and still staying safe and being protected?
Well, first things first, instead of just having it on one weekend in August like we typically do, 2022, when that comes back, we'll be back to the hotel. Hopefully the pandemic will be over and everything will be great. For this year, we're moving it outside, spreading it out over multiple weekends so we don't have thousands of people crowding one tiny indoor space over one day, or one weekend rather. It'll be over the entire summer. We're spreading it out, having different vendors every day. They're going to be socially distanced from each other. Masks are still required. We're taking up the whole parking lot in the back area there of the Sunrise Mall. It's going to be a hoot.
The Samania Mall, as it's called nowadays, but
no,
it's not called the Samania Mall anymore.
We're going to be at the Sunrise Mall in Massapequa.
Oh, Sunrise Mall.
Samania is the Shores Mall, and that's a different mall.
I'm getting my malls confused. So where's the Sunrise Mall?
In Massapequa.
In Massapequa.
Right off the Sunrise Highway. Can't miss it. Perfect location. Wouldn't want to have it anywhere else.
Okay, so that's
actually perfect. It really is.
So you're gonna have it in the parking lot.
Correct. Yeah.
How are people gonna park there if it's in the parking lot?
There's more than one parking lot. So you're gonna come right up. We
Malls have big parking lots.
See, I don't know. I have to ask the questions.
It's one sectioned off parking lot that you kind of have to walk to from the other parking lots. You come in, you pull in, you park, you walk across the street. It's literally 6 feet away. You come right in, we rip your tickets, and you go.
I can imagine people wanting to park in a vendor spot. That's in my head. That's what I see.
Oh my God.
That's what we call a tragedy, Mark. That's bad.
Have
we don't
you
want that.
never been to a flea market or anything like that, Mark?
Outdoor flea market? Not really, no.
Mark doesn't leave.
Apparently.
Mark doesn't like the outside.
Very common.
Apparently
we're not.
not.
We're not going to be like a regular flea market. You know, we're not going to be sitting there selling underpants and socks.
Whoa! Wait a minute. I'm not. I gotta change my stuff. Sorry, I gotta change what I'm selling.
Yeah, we gotta change. We gotta mix that up. Sorry for the miscommunication.
I gotta fix that.
Sorry for the miscommunication there, Pete. Yeah, no, it's gonna be. We're bringing this out. It's just gonna be an outdoor Comic-Con. You know, we're gonna have our pop culture show that everyone loves, our artist alley, all of our vendors, just outside, under tents, nice and safe, fun for the whole family.
So wow, there's actually going to be tents. So everybody's just not going to be cooking in the sun.
Oh yeah,
their hardware
all
just
the vendors
baking.
are bringing tents and things like that. It's actually quite shady. There's a lot of beautiful trees in that parking lot. It's gonna be a good time. It's gonna be nice. I hope. Yeah.
So
and worst comes to worst, we have rain dates. So
that was my next question. So what happens if it does?
We every single day of the event we have a rain date scheduled. So that's why we have it set up the way we do, where it's we have 1 week, a week off, 1 week, a week off. 2 weeks off, and then that way, if anything happens with the rain days, we can just plug into those open weekends, and everything's fine. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Good. Yeah. So everything just gets moved over. All the tickets carry over. All the vendors carry over. Easy peasy.
Oh, sounds like you really had time to think about this.
I've been working on this since when was the pandemic starting? March of last year is when we started planning.
Oh, wow.
So we had plenty of time to do this. It's been cooking for quite some time.
Oh,
but you didn't get a pool.
Literally cooking.
No pool. Next
I
year,
will have a kiddie pool. I'll bring a kiddie pool. Okay, Dominic.
Pete will bring that. Fine. You have to.
It's actually part of my shtick. I'll explain.
I was gonna get a dunk tank and stuff, but I'm not gonna sit there filling it up.
I want a pool. I want palm trees. Why is this so hard?
I can make
it's not that. That's easy.
Yeah, I can.
That's easy. And Mr. Pop and Twist, I got you. Okay, socks. I got you. Don't worry.
Jen, you got a question for Patrick?
For Patrick, no, but for Pete, I wanted to ask about.
Wow, screw you, Patrick.
That's fine.
Sorry.
No, Pete's the reason I had Pete. He's an integral part of my artist alley. He's a good friend of mine. He comes to all my events.
I'm just teasing.
I know. I'm just saying. Pete's great. That's why he's here. He's gonna.
It's related to Patrick because
Pat likes to bounce ideas off of me.
Oh yeah,
Pat likes to bounce ideas off me because I'm gonna, as you've heard so far, and as Mark and Kelly will tell you easily, and anybody who knows me that's listening, it's not that I'm unfiltered. It's that I will tell you, and I'm not telling you the honest thing. But it's not because, some people because I got to be hard and give you the hard truth. No, it's because a good friend is honest.
Oh,
and will tell you, hey, that, that's why I work really well with my business partner, Brendan, because he tells me once, yo, Pete, that thing you just drew. Yeah, it sucks. You should stop. So I'm going to, hey, look, you should really do that. And know that
the idea is a good idea when Pete comes back. Yeah. That's a good idea. I know it's a crap idea, bad idea. If Pete says it's a bad idea, we bounce things off. Or
yeah, exactly. Give him some ideas to help him think. Yeah, but Jen, I'm sorry.
He's what the kids of yesteryear called a street shooter.
I saw on your Facebook you're going to be in Lindenhurst at All Star Comics on Saturday the 12th drawing. I'm curious.
Saturday.
That's cool.
This Saturday, I will be at All Star Comics. A gentleman by the name of Guy runs that store. It's a great store. Definitely a place where if you're into the Golden Age, into the slabs, and a lot of toys and statues and stuff, that's a great shop for it. But I've been there a few times, and basically it's a very super one-man show kind of con. I'll have my prints. I'll have my regular drawings already. I'll have some of my paintings, but I'll be drawing normally what I end up drawing there, because people will stand and wait, or they'll pre-order. I'll be doing a lot of sketch covers. Do I have any? I do have a couple handy. So, sketch covers are the blank comic books that you see out there, kind of, these guys.
Okay. Those listening on the radio, if you go to our YouTube page, you can see the behind the scenes, and you can see what actually Pete is holding up.
So, yeah, it's a blank comic. It's basically a blank comic book cover. And then what a lot of artists do, and it's kind of, for a lot of us, it's a bread and butter. Somebody will commission us. Hey, I'd like to buy that book, and I'd like you to draw something on it. So you normally at the shop, I'll do that. I've done a lot of Rick and Morty's for Guy and a bunch of other stuff. An example is I'm holding up a copy of the Pink Harley Quinn book that I actually painted on with acrylic paint. And so I'll draw basically whatever you want. So let's say you wanted, could you draw me as Captain America on the cover? Yes. Can you draw me in Darth Vader's outfit without the helmet on? Yes. Basically, it's yes to most anything.
Okay, gotcha.
So yeah, and then my style goes from anime to fully photorealistic, so I can do whatever you need.
And Pete's going to be at Tropicon every day of the event this year too.
Every day.
Different
For those
artists,
who are watching
different vendors every single day. No 2 days are going to be the same. Some vendors, like we've got, like Pete, like Cosmic Comics, they're going to be there
anchor
every day, but there's others that will only be there a day or two, and you don't want to miss anything, special, and we don't want to miss out. So we're going to be providing people with a summer pass. So instead of just buying, 1 day or 2 days here, a heavily discounted summer pass so everybody can come to all 8 days.
So it's not like a membership, and then you have to pay to buy the tickets, right? It's not like that. Not like that at all.
To put it in perspective, we're doing it's outside.
The thing you talked about wasn't like that either. So
we're doing it's $3 for the day, $5 for the weekend, or $15 for the whole summer. You got 8 days, 8 unique events, only $15. We're trying to keep it as cheap as we're not cheap, but we're trying to lower the price for everybody. We made it affordable so that people can come, and that money that they normally spend on an exorbitant $10, $20 ticket is now going to go into the pockets of the artists and the vendors who need it. How they've missed their 2020 con season. We're all about helping everybody out.
Now, I just want to show, because I happen to have bought this at a show a while back from Pete. I know this is a radio show, but we're also on
the YouTube
on
page. So if you go to our YouTube page,
it sits proudly behind me on my wall, and I look at it often.
So minis.
There you go. I love this drawing. I think it's a great.
Thank you. It was me playing with my love of all things, the Max, and my love of Wolverine when he's in Japan. So that's why I got to throw in there a little bit. But I appreciate that, man.
No problem.
That was a fun that was fun to draw.
So I remember I was bothering you, Patrick, about the coconut bras and the leis.
We fixed that.
For those who don't know, a lei is a necklace of flowers in Hawaii and Polynesian culture.
Thank you, Definition Man Sperano.
You're welcome.
Done.
Just
well
because
done,
it's a family show at a family library. We just want to make sure everyone knows what we're talking about.
Oh, did you Google that, Dominic?
No, I just know that because I'm smart.
Oh.
So what special things are you going to have at this Tropicon, being socially distant and aware of the situation, and still keep at the Tropicon?
To hand out. I can't reveal anything yet.
Secret stuff.
We have some secret stuff specifically for each weekend. We're going to have something something neat to hand out.
Oh wow!
I'll leave it at that. No lays, because we don't want to be going and getting up in people's faces to put them on this year. It's just gonna be a simple wristband. You come, you sign in, you get your wristband, in you go. But we will have some giveaways for the first couple hundred people who walk through the gate each day. And thanks to one of our sponsors, Cosmic Comics, actually, they're going to be helping us. We're doing a free comic book day event, free comic book day redux on the very last weekend of the con, because our first weekend in August, those dates coincide with free comic book day. So we're not going to do anything on that day that extravagant. We don't want to. We have a lot of comic book vendors there, so you can come and support them. But the week after, we're going to be doing free comic book day redux for those who missed it. We're going to be handing out free comics to everyone who comes through the door while supplies last. So we have that's one thing I can share with you, but there's plenty of other great little surprises like that throughout the summer.
So
the first weekend, sorry, Mark, the first weekend, if anybody wants, because you're speaking of coconuts, the first weekend.
Are you going to wear a coconut bra?
No. For $20, I'll hit you in the head the way Roddy Piper hit Jimmy Snuka at Piper's Fit all those years ago, and you can keep the coconuts and wear them however you'd like.
If we sell out of tickets, me and Pete will personally wear coconut bras the entire first weekend.
Oh, that's a challenge. That's a challenge.
I do not co-sign on that.
See, bad idea.
I stopped. I only sell my body on OnlyFans.
Valid.
Know your worth, girl.
In the words of a wise man, if you're good at something, never do it for free.
Oh, for true.
Sure.
So I would have to say that this would be the summer convention, not just the Tropic Con, but the Tropic Con is the convention of the summer because it's multiple times, multiple different things. So it's not the same thing each time. Yeah. So
we're really blowing it up. It's now the title for this year, instead of just being Tropicon 21, it's Tropicon: an outdoor summer market. So it tells you right there in the name. We want it to be as literal as possible so people know what they're paying for, know what they're showing up to.
What is it, an indoor dance party?
Yeah, an indoor dance party. Yeah, outdoor summer air market. We're going to be providing all of the great vendors who you've loved from past Tropicons, all the great artists, the Artist Alley. It's going to be great. We got food trucks coming, a lot of nice fun activities for families to do that they can only do outside. It'll be fun. I keep saying that, but
how do you decide who's going to be on what weekend? Like, is there like a theme that you have? Like certain guys work with certain other guys? How does that work?
I just made it as flexible as possible. At the end of the day, what I wanted to do with this event was help all the vendors and artists that I'm close with and I'm friends with from past events. 2020 was rough on all of them, not being able to get out there and sell and be it. No con season means no income. It was rough. So I wanted to be as flexible as possible, as affordable as possible for them to have the event, to come to the event, and for as affordable as possible for guests to come to then give that money to those vendors. This is all about supporting the community, keeping the Comic-Con community and the local pop culture community happy, so that in the future, as the pandemic winds down and goes away, we'll be able to have full scale big conventions again. Tropicon 2022 is going to be huge. We already have a lot lined up for that. I'm going to blow the doors off of that place, the hotel we usually host the event at. But for this year, it's just keep everybody there, keep everybody sustained and supported, and just help out that community, support our local pop culture community so that it's still there in the future after the pandemic. We wanted everybody to be able to come out and have a good time and kind of rekindle that love for everything that they love from past years that they couldn't in 2020.
Oh, all right. So it is. Yes.
I got one quick. I think this is really important. I wanted to be involved and help Patrick out, not just because Patrick's a friend and I love the event and everything like that. I love the way he's doing the event. Now we're all, Jen and Dominic, I'm not 100% sure. I'm sorry, but I know we're all Long Islanders, or we're in the general New York, Long Island area. What Patrick did was, which was what a lot of the other Long Island guys, Seamus over at Cradle Con, I know he did the ad in the beginning, even the guys over at Eternal. If you notice, there are no overlaps. Patrick's dates aren't Cradle Con's dates are Cradle Con's dates. They're doing their thing. They all he kind of talked to everybody. Hey, when are you doing your thing? Hey, when are you doing your thing? All the Long Island guys together, forming a community, work together to try to spread everything out. So every weekend, at least, or every, little bit, they're not having stuff on the same weekends. So we could have a community. So instead of being stupid, we could build each other up and give not only the vendors, the shops, and the artists on Long Island in the area that want to come the opportunity to see this, but now the fans can go, oh, let's go to Tropic Con this weekend. Oh, what do you mean? What's CradleCon? Oh, you got to go check out our buddies at CradleCon. Hey, in August, you got to go check out these guys. Hey, by the way, it came from the radio. Hey, by the way, MCon. Hey, by the way, this. Hey, by the way, that. So we're all working together. That way we all work together as a community. And since Patrick was really the first one who started talking about doing stuff for the summer, I wanted to make sure that that was mentioned and that he got his just props for that, for being continuing what's been going on, guys. Like I said, Seamus and John Rosas and those guys that are building the community. Yeah, all those guys that are trying to build the community out here. Because honestly, I know we're all competition. Shows are competition. I get it, but they're really not. We're really here also to help each other. There's plenty to go around, guys. Yeah. We could all help each other and play nice and make things happen. And that's that's.
If you want to support an artist or a vendor in the area, no matter which show you go to, the more of us that you support, the more conventions you support, the more you're supporting your local comic book shop, the more you're supporting your local artist. It's all goes back to them. It's the end of the day. Without our vendors, without our artists, the guys selling the comics, the toys, the anime things, the artists, without that lifeblood of these events, there are no events. There's no pop culture. And so we need to support that. And by making it this way, like Pete said, all the organizers on the island excruciatingly planned out how we were going to do everything so that each weekend our vendors and our artists can be out there selling. All of the fans who haven't been able to go to a convention, who might not even see their friends, haven't seen their friends in over a year. They usually see them at New York Comic Con or Tropic Con or CradleCon or whatever. They can now come out, see each other every weekend in a safe environment, and have a good time, enjoying all the pop culture that they love, have that pop culture paradise feel over at Tropicon.
Well, I know, Patrick, you actually have to leave early for the show. So I want to give you the opportunity to throw out your social media, all the website stuff now, and give your final thought, and then you can hop out, and then Pete will carry the rest of the show for you.
We can. Yeah, thank you, guys. You can find us on all forms of social media: Instagram, Facebook, Twitter at LI Tropic Con, TROPICCON, and if you guys, anybody out there is interested in vending, we still have a few spots left. You can email us at litropiccon, again, TROPICCON @gmail.com. We have a few spots left. We'd love to have you. And tickets will be on sale this Friday, but this is airing later, so it'll be on sale early June. So it'll be on sale when you hear this on the radio.
But people can go to our YouTube page and see it right now. So they know. And it is
right now. You don't even know.
It is
but tickets will be on sale on our Eventbrite page at litropiccon.eventbrite.com. And like I said, $3 per day, $5 per weekend, or you can come every day this summer for only $15. It's a unique show every day. There's gonna be something new that you didn't see the day before.
Do you have any final thoughts?
I got so many thoughts. Just if you're looking for something fun to do this summer and you want to support great local businesses, great local artists, and really keep the pop culture on Long Island going, come on out, have a good time. We really want everyone to just relax and enjoy themselves after a rough year. That's why we always tell we're a pop culture paradise here at Tropicon. So come on out, relax, buy some comics, buy some toys, get some great art from Pete and everybody else coming, and have some good food, have a good time, etc. Cosplay, please. Cosplay is going to be a big part of this event as well. We're going to do a cosplay contest again. That's pretty much it.
All right. Well, thanks, Patrick. I appreciate it. I know you, like I said, I know you have to run.
Me. Yeah, appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much for having me. Really.
Thank you.
No problem at all. So, Pete.
Look forward to going.
Look forward to seeing you, Pat.
Thanks, man. We'll see everybody soon.
Yeah.
I'll talk to you later, brother.
Bye, man.
So, Pete.
Yes, sir.
Your social media time. Where can people find out more about yourself?
Very easily. If you see on the bottom there, where it says PEAT.
He's pointing to the window if you're watching on the YouTube page.
If you type in at Facebook, Twitch, Instagram, what's the other one? Twitter, PEAT11717, I will pop up. So you can find me there. And then on the Instagram and the Facebook and the Twitch, the link tree is there. That'll take you anywhere else you need to go. But I pretty much have at the beginning of 2020, when things started going crazy, I rebranded everything into the one name, PEAT11717, and you will find me there on all social medias. I'm primarily Facebook for ads and hanging out and talking to everybody. Instagram is where you'll see a ton of art, and Twitch is where you will see me streaming a couple times a week, just hanging out and drawing. A lot of times with other artists that are coming on to hang out, and they're drawing as well. Not really a show, just kind of a bunch of people sitting and drawing and having a good time.
All right, so we are now at our final thoughts. So Dominic, do you have a final thought for us?
I'm glad to hear that this summer we have convention peace, or as close to convention peace as we could have. Somewhere in my mind, I see a whole bunch of these guys getting together in a room in a hotel, and someone just going like, "Oh, come, I want to discuss." And I just
privately message me later, Dominic.
Yeah,
privately message me later.
I hope something like that is going on, because
shoot me a message later.
Yeah. This was what was going on before was like some Warriors come out to play.
I don't think it was that cool.
Not even that cool. It was just fun.
Wasn't.
So that's
that's my final thought. I'm glad to hear that people are finally just working with each other and making it be something civil.
Jen, do you have a final thought?
It's just nice to see people working together. And, my prediction, and I'm sure many others, is that I think we're going to see a lot of different, more independent events pop up, whether it's stand-up or comics. So it's cool to see people creating what they want to see instead of just sitting there and hoping that someone else will throw the party. You throw the party yourself. So it's really nice to see.
All right, Pete, you have a final thought for us?
I'm going to jump right off of what Jen said. So thank you for the segue, Jen. Speaking of independent and people doing their own thing, Mark Torres needs to know about this right away, because his favorite show with the best food on Long Island.
Oh, the macaroni and cheese cheeseburger.
Will be coming back soon. I'm working on bringing back Fat Guy Inc. Presents the Indie Art Show, where myself and a bunch of other 12 to 14 independent, underground, unknown artists get together and have a fun time, a free fun time for everybody. We get to hang out and sell art and drink beer and eat mac and cheese cheeseburgers. And the best I'm sorry, no offense to anybody, but I have the best cosplay contest on Long Island because there's no rules, and there's not. And that's going to be coming up soon. The tagline of our show is Jim Lee can come, but he can only get a beer. He can't have a table. This is for the artist. This is for the unpublished guy. This is for the guy that has trouble even getting into not just New York Comic Con, but any, that hasn't been to a show or doesn't do that many shows. The self-published guy or girl, the self-published sculptor, the self-published painter, the underground guy, the graffiti guys that I used to run with, the underground pop-up paint show guys that I used to run with back in my misspent youth. It's for those guys, and that show will be making a comeback soon-ish.
Oh, that's good enough for me.
Won't be in the summer. Won't be in the summer, but we're gonna let COVID, because I still need constraints to go away. But because we do have it in a bar. But if you're 21 and over and like good art and great food and like to watch people in cosplay drinking, standing next to bar regulars, Indie Art Show's coming back soon, my friends. Very soon. I'm into work. It's a fun time.
We are out of time, but I want to quickly mention my final thought is thanks for Patrick and Pete for being guests on the show. Tropic Con is an awesome event. You guys should really check it out. Pete is an awesome guy, and check out his stuff as well. But I did want to quickly mention that the Tropic Con was nice enough to give away two passes to the event. So I'm going to let everybody know, whoever is listening to this either on the Facebook Live right now, on the YouTube page, or on the radio, go and comment on this video on our YouTube page. For a chance, your name will be entered and you'll get some tickets. And also the Big Apple Cons gave us passes to give away as well. So make sure you guys comment on this video on our YouTube page. That's It Came From Radio YouTube page, www.itcamefromradio YouTube. Go on there as soon as you guys watch this. Listen to this if you're listening on the radio. Go on there, comment, and you'll be entered to win free passes. I'll notify you as soon as possible. Thank you so much. This is... that's about it for this week on It Came From the Radio. Join us right here and every week on this radio station. If you miss any part of the show, go to our website, www.camefromthere.com. Look us up in the archives. Will be up in a week or so. Our next live show, courtesy of the East Meadow Public Library, which will be our 46th live show, which will be on July 14th with stand-up comedian and comic book writer Louis M. Cruz. So make sure you guys go to www.eastmeadow.info, register, and be part of the show. And we will see you next week.
Bye.
You've been listening to It Came From the Radio with Mark Torres. The views of the show's hosts and guests did not necessarily reflect that of the management, owners, or staff of the station. We now return you to your earthly scheduled broadcast.